Hi, I'm Brandon Grant, Sales and Marketing Director here at QuoteWerks. In this video, we're going to demonstrate how to set up access rights for your cover pages, layouts, and literature files. These files are the final output of the QuoteWerks document. In short, these are the client-facing documents. By setting access rights for these files, you'll be able to specify which users or groups in your organization have access to which specific files. This is incredibly useful if you have a variety of cover pages, layouts, and literature files. You'll now be able to specify which users in your organization can view which files. This is also a great feature if you have multiple business units who need specific files and don't need to view others. It provides a lot of versatility when using QuoteWerks. So let's get started. Before we begin, it's important that you log into QuoteWerks as an administrator or a user with master rights. Once you've done that, you can start setting up this feature. Before we get started, if we click on our Deliver window in QuoteWerks, you'll see what a typical window looks like. We have in our example, a variety of layouts here, and you can see there's even a scroll bar because there's so many. If we click on our cover page tab, we'll see a list of cover pages, and same thing if we go to the literature tab, we'll see a list of literature documents. Every user in your organization has access to these files. To help simplify this and only display the files that are important to each user, you'll be able to set access rights on these files. So let's go ahead and walk through that setup. So we'll close out of the Deliver window. In QuoteWerks, click on Tools, Options, click on the Security tab, and you'll see a checkbox that says Enable Individual Resource Security. Go ahead and click that, and a pop-up will appear. This pop-up is informing you that when you enable this feature for the first time, all of your cover pages, layouts, and literature files will no longer appear in the Deliver window. This is because you're enabling access rights for these files and no access rights have been set, therefore they don't appear in the file. I'll show you how you can set those here in just a moment. So don't be alarmed when that happens, just simply click OK, and then click OK to save these settings. So if we click back to our Deliver window, you'll see that all of our layout files are no longer visible. If we click over the Literature tab, same thing, our files are no longer visible. And if we click on the Cover Page tab and we click on the drop-down, you'll see none of our cover page files are visible either. So we want to go ahead and start setting access rights for these so we can have them visible to our users, but only the ones that are important in our organization. So the first thing we want to do is check in the top left corner. You'll see there's a red dot, or there should be if you've enabled this security feature. This means that you have enabled that resource security. So if you need to adjust any access rights for any of your visible files, or if you want to see if a file exists that you don't currently see, you'll need to enter administration mode. So as a user with master rights or the administrator, you'll want to go ahead and click the administration mode checkbox, and you'll see a full list of all your layouts in QuoteWerks. So they reappear for you, and now you'll be able to set access rights for these files. So for example, our abstract layout here, if I right click on it and choose Set Access Rights, this will bring up the Set File Access Rights window. This is where I can specify which one of my users have access to view and or modify this particular document. So for example, I want my sales team to definitely be able to view it, and I want my administrator and my management team to be able to modify and view this file. If you want to assign it to specific users instead of just groups, you can do that as well. And then once you've made those changes, simply click OK to save those changes. You'll also see there's a select all and deselect all options with drop-downs where you can choose to select all the view checkboxes at once or select all modify checkboxes at once. Same thing with the deselect all options as well. So we've set our options for this particular layout. Let's go ahead and click OK. And you'll see there's a number next to this layout name now in brackets. This tells you the number of users or groups that have access rights to this specific layout. So if we exit administration mode, we'll see our one file exists. So anyone that's in that inside sales group or is the administrator, which is myself, will be able to view this file. So let's go ahead and go back into administration mode. This will reload our layouts. And if we wanted to select multiple layouts, we can do that by holding the Control key on our keyboard and then selecting the various layout files, and then simply right click, set access rights, and you'll get a message letting you know that you've selected multiple layouts. And the access rights you set here is going to apply across all these selected layouts. So in this example, I have 3 layouts selected. That means if I choose to give, let's just give everyone view rights, everyone will have access to all 3 of these layouts to be able to view them. The administrator will be able to view and modify. So we'll click OK. And you'll see these documents have been updated. So you can go through your layouts that are important to you and make the changes that make sense for your company. So let's go ahead and go over to the cover page tab. So if we click on the cover page tab, we'll see a list of our layouts here. And we'll go ahead and we'll select this first one. Since the cover pages are a drop-down list instead of just a normal pick list, we're going to select one of the cover pages and then you'll click on the access rights button here, and this will open up that file access rights window. And this is where, again, you can make those changes and adjustments and then click OK. And then that will be set for that cover page. And you just repeat as necessary. So if you have another cover page you want to give access to, maybe we'll give everyone access to this specific one, we can do that. And you'll see, just like in the layouts, when you give access rights to cover pages, you'll see how many users or groups have access to this specific file. If we exit administration mode, you'll see just the files will be listed that we have access to on the cover page. And finally, let's click over the literature tab. Same thing as the previous tabs. Go ahead and enter administration mode. You'll see a list of the literature files you have in your literature tab. You can go ahead and select one and then right click, set access rights. We'll give everyone access to this one. And then maybe for the purchasing guide, we'll only set access rights for just the inside and outside sales groups. And so those are the only ones that need to see that. And then click OK. It'll save your settings and you can exit administration mode, and you'll only see the files that have been assigned to your specific user. So let's go back to the layout tab and we'll see our list here. You can always go back and hide files from specific users if you need to make any adjustments. Just simply go back into the administration mode, select the layout or layouts that you want to make changes to, go back to set access rights, and we could say deselect all, and we'll uncheck that one also and click OK. And you'll see it has a 00 next to it. That means it doesn't have any users set up to view or modify this document. And if we uncheck the box in administration mode, you'll see it no longer appears in the layout list. And it works the same way for the cover page and the literature files. And that's it. It's a really easy feature to use in QuoteWerks. It makes organizing and setting up your users much simpler, and you have a lot of flexibility with which users have access to which specific documents. For more information on using this functionality, check out Chapter 14 in the QuoteWerks help file, or feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Thanks for watching.